So TRiM is a programme adopted by the Welsh Ambulance Service that allows us to identify when members of the operational team are faced with a particular traumatic incident, and it allows TRiM practitioners and operational managers the opportunity to take staff away from that environment and do an initial assessment, determine whether there's been any traumatic uptake from the operational staff member who's been faced with a particularly difficult incident. The aim of the programme essentially is to identify operational members of staff that have been faced with a particular risk, and in doing so we can put the safeguards in place to support that staff member to prevent them from going on to suffering with any further traumatic impact.
I like TRiM because they get into contact with you on a friendly level. It's not formal and it's peer support, so I feel that they know where I'm coming from.
I like the fact that it's a support network and somebody came to me after being referred and somebody was willing to help me and I didn't have to go looking for it really.
Yes, absolutely, because prior to the TRiM plan coming in, we were getting a lot of staff that were exposed to quite a high number of traumatic incidents that historically we didn't have a formal process to identify. What this does now is allow operational managers to speak to individuals where there is a nationally identified model that we can now use, which is a standardised approach to all traumatic incidents.
Yes, I've seen quite a significant difference made by TRiM. I think it gives all of us the opportunity to have a chat about some of the traumatic incidents that we go to. And what I would say is it's really important to recognise that TRiM is not a counselling service, but it is something that we offer that can identify when people are really struggling. And for what I've seen, you know, sometimes people go to traumatic incidents, will take things home with them, will not talk about the incident really with some of the family and some of the friends. But when you talk to your own colleagues who understand perhaps what they've been through and what they are going through, it makes it that little bit easier.
I think one of the strongest points for TRiM is the fact that it's tailored towards operational paramedics, operational technicians and UCS staff, which identifies what those potential triggers are. It is quite a unique role in the respect that we are frequently exposed to these incidents, unlike any other service. And I think what it allows us to do is take the individual away from that and then do that initial TRiM assessment, and then it allows us operational managers to make better decisions around the welfare of that individual.
I'm Jason Killens, I'm the Chief Executive at the Welsh Ambulance Services NHS Trust, and as someone who's worked in the ambulance sector for over 2 decades now, in operational frontline and in leadership positions across those 20+ years, I know only too well the difficult job that our frontline clinicians and our control room staff have each and every day. They respond to patients' requests for assistance in emergency situations, often in hostile circumstances, and do a great job on behalf of our communities each and every day for us as the NHS and particularly the ambulance service. The circumstances and the situations that our staff face are often stressful, traumatic, difficult and challenging for them, and it's important that we have wellbeing and support mechanisms in place as a model employer to support them in the circumstances that they find themselves. The TRiM programme, introduced here at the Welsh Ambulance Service last year, is one such mechanism to support our people, using trained practitioners in the workplace available 24/7 to provide support to our people when they need it most. We can't help the public if we can't help and look after ourselves, and on that basis I recommend the TRiM programme to those assessing the application. Thank you.